sound of soft chalk on a blackboard. Sweet and spicy. I like it already. Sweet and spicy Brussels sprouts.
Yes. Well, hi there, food friends. It's Kevin.
Hi there, food friends. It's Ralph behind the camera. He likes to cook and I like to eat.
It works perfectly. And today, Ralph, sweet and spicy Brussels sprouts.
Doesn't that sound good?
Well, you know what? We're in the time of year where great things are happening at the farmer's market.
Great things are growing and harvesting.
Look.
Wow.
Okay. Now, this is a stalk of Brussels sprouts. You don't have to buy them this way, but this is how they come. Often you'll see them this way at the farmer's market, and you could certainly buy them. Sometimes they do the work for you and remove them from the stalk and whatever.
Well, certainly at the grocery store you hardly see them like this.
But we love Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, we do.
And we love cabbage, so they're kind of related. And we are going to make a side dish of Brussels sprouts, Ralph, that is a little sweet and a little spicy. Okay? But what we first have to do is we have to remove the Brussels sprouts from the stalk. So I'm going to do that, but let me show you. These are just on the stalk, and you can take your paring knife, cut them. What you want to do, Ralph, is you want to cut that stem down, and then maybe a couple of the outer layers.
They are like
just
little
remove.
Cabbages.
See?
Wow. That's
Like so.
Just like a little cabbage.
Cut that stalk, because that's tough. We are going to end up, if there's any schmutzy
brown spots
or whatever, just take
cut
it
them
off.
right off. Nothing but the best for our Cavalcade friends.
Food friends. So this is going to take me a few minutes to do, and it is a little extra work, but I have to tell you, when they're like this, they are fresh and delicious. So we're going to get all these removed, and then I'm going to end up cutting them in half lengthwise. We are roasting Brussels sprouts. Please do not boil them. Okay?
Why is
That is
that?
the surest way to
Mush them up.
and kill any goodness of a vegetable is to put it in a pot of boiling water.
Really takes all the nutrients out
Well, it does do that, and it just takes the texture away
and flavor.
and it's it's just mush. So we're going to roast these in an oven. Matter of fact, I've got the 58 Frigidaire, Ralph, heating up to a whopping 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay?
So the next steps are secret. We're going to save those as far as how to make it sweet and spicy, and we'll come back.
Although, you know what? Let me give a little teaser.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
our friends, the jalapenos.
So we will see you in a bit.
Two.
So, Ralph, I've got the Brussels sprouts halved. I got a few more here. Now, after I cut them off the stalk and peeled the outer leaves, I rinsed them under some cold water just to give them a quick wash. And then I cut them in half lengthwise. Now, when you're cutting a Brussels sprout, you want to cut it right down the middle, okay? So where you see where the main stem is, and you want to cut it because that will help keep it together.
Oh, that's
See?
a good bit of advice.
If you cut it off the center, then you know what, a lot of the leaves will fall off. So just find the center.
Let's see that again.
And cut it here. I got one more. There's the center. Take it right there. Okay, and that'll kind of help it. Now, already in here is one jalapeno. I'm going to cut this other jalapeno here, and I'm going to cut it down like that. And then, of course, Ralph, you know this, the heat source on these peppers is right here. We're going to take that out. If you want to leave them in, if you want it super spicy, You can. We don't want it quite that spicy. I'm going to leave a little of it on.
Not me. I'm a mild Mexican.
Yes, you are.
So,
all right. So we're just going to chunk these jalapenos.
And you're going to put them all together with the Brussels sprouts in the pan that's going to go in the oven.
Right.
So you could. So if it was for somebody too hot, you could not just not have, avoid those particular.
Yeah. So all right. So we've got our Brussels sprouts. We've got 2 jalapenos. Now I'm going to take a little olive oil. Oh, maybe a tablespoon or 2. Drizzle that over. Let's give it a nice salting and a nice peppering.
A salt with the deadly pepper.
There. Okay. Salt and pepper. Then we're just going to toss this all together. Again, the oven's at 450. Now, onto a baking sheet.
So you don't have to do anything to the baking sheet, just because there's olive oil already on everything.
So, make sure it's spread out into a single layer, okay? And
looks like you need to wipe your hands down.
I do. All right, let me just wash.
All right, we'll give our friends a aerial view of the landscape of Brussels sprouts world.
20, 25, around there. We'll keep an eye on it. We want those Brussels sprouts to just start to get nice and brown and caramelized, okay? And that's going to bring out the wonderful flavor.
So how long do you leave them in?
20 to 25 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. At what temperature?
450 degrees. Now, I'm going to set the timer for 20. And I'm going to get cleaned up real quick. Then we're going to make, what you saw there was a little of the spicy with the jalapeno.
Next comes...
Next comes the sweet.
The sweet.
So I'll get that together. Ralph, what we're going to do is we're going to make a little glaze that we're going to drizzle over the Brussels sprouts when they come out of the oven. Okay? And of course, it's going to be sweet.
So this is where the sweet comes in.
I've got some nice honey here that I've warmed up a little bit in the microwave. This is local honey from right here in Croswell. Don't need a lot.
What would you say, a couple tablespoons?
Yeah. And then you know what? I'm going to take a clove of garlic and throw that in the honey.
Oh, to infuse it?
And then I'm going to take a little jalapeno and I'm going to throw that in.
Just to heat it up a touch?
Just to give it a little heat. Then we're going to put this on low heat. You got to be careful with honey because you don't want to burn it. But you want the garlic and the jalapeno to just sort of infuse into that honey. So that will give us the spice, but also the sweet. Okay? So by the time the Brussels sprouts are done, the honey will be done.
And then the end result is to drizzle it on top?
Drizzle it, yes, on top. Okay?
Yummy. Sounds great.
In the meantime, we're going to let that honey just bring it up on a really low heat, and just got that garlic in there and a couple slices of jalapeno, and just let that infuse that honey, and that'll be our sweet glaze for our Brussels sprouts.
Sweet and spicy Brussels sprouts.
So Ralph, it's been about 20 minutes, and our Brussels sprouts and jalapenos.
Getting a nice, nice kind of toasty, roasty color.
Good. Yes. So, I'm going to let those just cool for a second. Here's our honey with the jalapeno and garlic infuse. Now, I'm going to get that stuff out.
It's funny, you can actually smell the jalapeno and the garlic cooking in the honey.
And the last thing, just to finish this, is I'm going to put in about almost a tablespoon.
Whose idea was that?
Of butter. Ralph is always one for butter. And so, you know what? This is just going to mellow this out.
I just thought this would be a fun thing to add if we could, and he said, why not?
It will add a certain richness. You could omit this if you didn't want it. It certainly won't take away the sweet or the spice, but it will kind of
thicken it up and add to it
and
rich
really
it up.
richen
What
it
I
up.
was thinking, Kevin, though, was that, what do you normally put on cabbage or Brussels sprouts as butter?
Well, that's true.
Or broccoli,
Absolutely. So now, let's get a bowl here. And we'll get these off of our baking sheet.
AKA cookie pan.
And it's actually a jelly roll pan.
Okay.
Baking sheet.
Couldn't you get some?
Look at that.
Couldn't you get some oven mitts and just shake the whole thing into there?
I could maybe, but you know what? Believe me, half of them would end up on the floor, all over the counter. That's the other thing. The more time you spend in the kitchen, the more you
learn.
You know what
your shortcomings are. It's so true.
What you can pull off and what you can't.
You know what I've learned recently, and I don't do as much cooking as Kevin, but having the right size spatula, like when I'm making things in a big pan, I had this little spatula, and I was like, why is it always flopping all over the stove? It's like, okay, I need a bigger spatula.
Okay, there's our Brussels sprouts. Now, I know they're going to be hot.
But all the better for that stuff to melt into it.
Taste one.
Oh, to taste it first.
Just. They're still got a little crunch, but they're very tender. Now I'm going to get up.
Are you coughing because of the heat from the jalapeno?
No, I'm just coughing because I have a cough. A little tickle. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to take our wonderful glaze, Ralph.
The sweet and spicy.
Yeah. And I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons over it. Again, this is just to, you want to just lightly, because you just want that hint.
Right, you don't want to drench it.
No, you don't want to drench it. You just want that hint of sweet and heat that's going to come. The glaze is going to deliver on both measures.
About 6 years ago, we did a version of Brussels sprouts, and it became very popular around that time and after. Yeah. And a lot of times they were drenched. Like if you'd go to a restaurant and get
with balsamic vinegar.
Yeah, they were just too much. So Kevin's saying keep it light.
Wow.
Does that do something for you?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm going to try it. No. I'm going to try it with a little piece of the roasted jalapeno.
Are you getting it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a very, when you roast a jalapeno pepper, it does mild it out a little bit.
Takes away the heat.
It's got a little kick. But the glaze, I actually think I may want to put one more tablespoon on.
Oh, I'm all for that.
Of the glaze. Because it does give it just a nice hint of sweet.
Help me get a forkful with a little bit of jalapeno in there.
Okay.
I think I'm brave enough to try it with the heat.
Yeah, I think so. There.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'm tasting the jalapeno, but it's not hot. I mean, not overly hot.
Are you getting some of the glaze?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, is that good?
Yeah, that's nice. So
this would be a hit.
I guess
no, we're not going to just sit here. No, we're not going to sit here and eat our side dish. But I'm just saying, at a party, take this to a gathering of friends. When it's safe to gather.
Yeah.
Boy, that's such a difference with the jalapeno.
Little side dish.
Yeah. But that jalapeno really does something interesting and works well with the Brussels sprouts.
If you wanted it hotter again, I took the ribs and the seeds out of the jalapeno because I didn't want it that hot. I didn't want the Brussels sprout flavor to be overpowered. But if you really like things spicy, then leave that in. Or you could even put more jalapeno in your honey glaze than I did. I only put a couple of slices.
And jalapenos do sneak up on you because now I'm getting a little, like the heat comes sometimes as an afterthought.
So, You know what? This was great. We love our Brussels sprouts, and we hope you do too. And we are just loving the harvest here this fall. And we thank you for spending some time with us. Thank you for subscribing. And we're going to look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you for the comments, too. Everyone who takes time to make a comment on Cavalcade of Food. We love hearing from you, so thank you.
So take care, stay safe, stay strong, and we'll see you again real soon right back here on Cavalcade of Food. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.